What I'm going to do in this video is show you how to connect some of the most common team site elements in SharePoint Online to Office Outlook on the desktop. So first, most logical place to start is to go to Calendar. So we select that from the Quick Launch menu on the left hand side, and that will display our calendar. So you see that we have a number of appointments here already, and the way that we link that is we go to Calendar tab up the top and select that. That will then reveal the ribbon menu. In the Connect and Export section of the ribbon to the right, you'll see a button that is Connect to Outlook. So we simply click that to launch the process. So the first thing that we prompted is to let us know that we're going to be opening a site from the internet with Outlook, and it will prompt us with a security dialog. We allow that, and then it will launch Outlook and start the connection process, so that this will then be connected to our calendar in SharePoint Online. So we get a prompt again once we've got Outlook open that we really do want to connect this. You'll see that it's got the name of the site, demo, and the calendar name. So I go yes, I'm happy for that to connect, and then what will happen is that will then connect to our Outlook, and we will be able to access that. So again, what you can see here is that I'm now in my Outlook. I have my normal calendar on the left hand side, and I have my shared team calendar here on the right. So you can notice that by demo-calendar. You'll see that we have the appointments as expected. So if we go back and look at our browser, you'll see that we have 3 appointments there, and if we look in our Outlook, we also have 3 appointments. So what I can do is I can obviously select a day, and as I would normally, I can add a new appointment in here. So if I add a new appointment in here and put in the date and the time, and you'll see down the bottom here that we're creating this in a shared folder, which is demo calendar. If we mouse over that, we'll see the URL of our SharePoint Online calendar. So if we save that, you'll see that the new appointment then appears in the calendar for SharePoint Online. Now that will have to synchronize up to the cloud, but again, what we can do to force that, we can do a send and receive all folders, so that will make sure everything is forced and updated. So if we go back to our SharePoint site here and we then refresh our calendar page, what we should find now is that there is a new appointment, and there is, as expected, one there that we have set up. Now, important to note here that you can certainly grab an appointment and drag and drop it across to your personal calendar. Again, that then duplicates that, so that is a copy. So much like changing a file, that is one that is just a copy. So if we do change the appointment here in our SharePoint calendar, unfortunately that won't be automatically updated to our personal calendar, because that is simply just a copy. Now the next item we can look at linking to our Outlook is actually document library. So if we go back to our SharePoint site and we go into our document library via Quick Launch on the left hand side, you'll see again I have a list of all my documents. To complete the linking, I go to the Library tab and expose the ribbon menu, and again what you'll notice here is a Connect with Outlook. So again, I will select that, allow the security option to commence the connection process, and then in a few moments that will then allow us to connect up to Outlook. So here we are getting the security prompt in Outlook. I go yes, and then what you'll find here is that this has created a list in our folders down here under SharePoint lists in our Outlook, and you'll see that one of the items in SharePoint list is our site and our document library. You'll also notice again that our calendar is also displayed. Now if we select our document library, you'll notice that the documents now appear as a list. And if we select any of those, you will notice that if we have a preview available, so typically Office documents permit this, whereas a PDF, as you can see here, doesn't permit a preview. We'll get a preview of those documents. So what we can do here is, obviously, if we want to work on that document, we can double click on that. We can select to edit it offline, and that will then pop up into Word and allow us to do that. So when we do that, it sticks it into a location called SharePoint Drafts. We then provide an update to this file, and we then save and close this file, and that will then update that, and that will also update our drafts area, update the area in Outlook. So again, you'll notice here that we're prompted that we are currently working with this document offline outside of SharePoint. We can update the server. Yes, we do want to update the server, so that will then push that back to our SharePoint Online for us. So again, nice and easy way to work with documents directly from our Outlook. So again, simple and easy way to connect those up and start working with them. Another item that we can link is tasks. So if we go back to our SharePoint list, you'll notice that we have an item here for tasks. So we select that, and you'll see that we have a number of tasks that need to be completed. Once again, to link this to Outlook, I go up to the List tab on the ribbon menu, and I select Sync with Outlook. So we should see a familiar dialog pop up in a minute, letting us know about the security, and then we can go in and link it as we have done with the documents and also with our calendar. But before we do that, we get this prompt to say we're going to sync tasks with Microsoft Outlook, syncing tasks between Outlook and your inbox to work with them anywhere. Your changes show up in SharePoint. Your Microsoft Outlook task will also show up under your news feed in Office 365. So yes, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to select the option here to sync tasks and go OK. So again, that will then update that status for me and start syncing those tasks directly to my Outlook. Now what will happen in the background is those tasks need to sync with our Outlook, so it may take a few minutes for that to happen. But if we go back to our Outlook and have a look now, if we go into our tasks area, what we can see here is that we have a subsite called tasks, and you'll see that I already have some project tasks here. So again, nice and easy for us to start working with and to link directly to our Outlook. So all these tasks are basically coming directly from our SharePoint site. Now again, you need to maybe leave some time for this to synchronize up initially. Another option I can choose to link here is my discussion board. So I've got a discussion board here called Customer Follow-up. So again, what I want to do is link that to Outlook. So I follow the now familiar process. I select that list in my SharePoint team site, select the List tab in the top, and then the Connect to Outlook button. I'll be shown the familiar security dialog, and I select Allow, and that will then now drop me into Outlook, give me the security option now to make sure, yes, do I want to connect to this discussion board? I accept that and then go yes. And then what you'll see now is that will start populating with the discussion topic. So again, at the moment I've got one discussion topic here, as you can see back in my original team site here. If I drill into that, you'll see that I have a number of replies, so I have basically one question and a number of replies. If I go in here, you'll see that I have those also. So if I want, I can select one of these, and I can, for example, go up and do a new post. I can reply to this, so if I go in here and put in here as a reply, and then I simply send that, what will then happen obviously is that will then update the SharePoint site and will update all the information here. So again, if I go back and let it synchronize and then refresh this page, I should be able to see an updated discussion item. So that reply I actually sent via email rather than posting to the board. So let me just jump in there and quickly have a look at my Outlook, and you'll see basically here is the direct email reply to that item. So what I'm going to do is go back to this item here, and that was a reply, so that was a respond directly via email. What I want to do here is actually post a reply. So if I put in the reply here and then post that, that will then post that back to the public discussion board, and which I can then check the response here in the web. And if I now check this thread, what we'll see here is exactly this is the reply that I just posted from my Outlook and pushed it back to the discussion board. So here is that reply there. So importantly, remember that when you do reply, you can post a reply directly to the discussion board back into SharePoint, but you can also reply to the person that posted directly via email. So make sure that you don't mix those two buttons up. So the last option I'll show you how to connect to Outlook here is contacts. So again, we've got a contact list here in our SharePoint team site. So again, we select that to view its contents. We then go up to List tab up the top there, and then once again we select Connect to Outlook. The Allow button to allow it to commence this connection process, and then we'll see in a minute that we get the, again, familiar prompt in Outlook to allow us to do this connection. And now you'll see that all those contacts have now appear under other contacts. So again, I can go into any of these, and if I was to make a change, so if I change the domain, my domain to .com.au and save that, obviously that then needs to update and synchronize. So again, to force that, you go to send and receive all. And if we go back to our SharePoint site and we then refresh and update that information, and you'll see that my email address is now .com.au. So again, good example of how you can update directly from Outlook. So in summary, what we've done is we have basically gone into our SharePoint team site, and we've started off by connecting the calendar. So most items in SharePoint allow you to connect to Outlook. So again, the way you do that is you select the tab up here to the right, and then you'll find a Connect to Outlook button. So that is available for calendar, documents, contacts and tasks. When we do that, after going through a few security prompts, we'll then have that information connected up to us in our Outlook. You'll see that that will appear under SharePoint lists. So as I went through, I've connected up the contacts, I've also connected up a discussion list, and I've also connected up a document library. So important to remember that when I work on any of these items here in my Outlook, once they are linked, they will update directly to SharePoint. Now, if you want to see these quickly and easily in Outlook, basically select the ellipse here, go to the All Folders view, and again, if you scroll down the bottom here, you'll find an item called SharePoint Lists, and in here you'll find all the items you're after. So calendar, contacts, discussion board and documents. So again, simple matter of selecting the option, and we can then see those, update those, and work with those directly, whether in Outlook or in our SharePoint Online. So that's the basics of how you link most elements within a SharePoint team site directly to your Outlook, so that you can interact with both of them at any point, wherever you choose, for whatever most convenient. So once again, thank you very much for watching.